On behalf of the Olds College Field Crop Development Center, I welcome you to the 2022 Field Day. What you're going to see today is what we have been doing today and what we'll be doing tomorrow. We want you to walk with us into the future.
Well, the Field Crop Development Center has been around for like 40, almost 50 years now. And so we focus on developing new varieties for the industry. So whether that's feed or forage or the malting barley program, we're looking at new varieties that we can release so that, producers have the varieties they need to grow, but that they're still accepted by the industry. Producers are always looking for new varieties that have better yield, better standability, that will resist the new diseases that are moving into our area. And the markets have changed so much in the last 50 years. We're now looking for specific varieties for like the craft brewing market or the adjunct brewing market or even the dairy market, stuff with higher digestibility in feeds.
We can say that, so a variety is almost like a software. It doesn't wear out per se. You can keep growing a variety for 50 years, right? It doesn't wear out. But it's no longer the current one. It's like if you went back to Windows 1 or DOS, you don't want to deal with it, right? And so you have to enhance it because there is a breakdown. Genetics will decay, even with us humans. We do grow older and we don't run as fast as we used to run or do a lot of things that we used to do. So the same thing applies. The other thing is, it's a highly competitive world. And so we're not the only people who are breeding and producing and exporting barley. Australia and other countries are doing it. And it's about who can bring the best to the customer. The customer is going to make a decision as to whether they buy barley from us or from the United States or from Australia or Europe. And to keep on top, since Canada has already established the name as the prime place for the highest quality barley, we need to keep on top of the game. The other thing is, it's about risk. Good, I always say good is the enemy of better. So if you think you've got it good, well, someone is going to come with better, and like the freight train running there, you're out of the way. And so that's why we need to keep on top of our game.
Producers are our customers. We want to have varieties that work best for them, things that yield under various conditions, drought resistant. We're also looking at climate change. We want a variety that'll stand well, easy to get off. But in the end, we're also looking at industry, because if you have a product, you want to be able to market it. I interact with all of the breeding programs here. So I look at feed barley and forage barley, things that are going to feed well in feedlots, or forage barley for dairies and for cattle production. We also look at triticale, so how the forage and the swath grazing and the quality on that, how many cows can you carry on a pasture. And then we also look at malting quality. So it'll depend on whether you're looking at adjunct brewing, which is a commercial brew where they use extra sources of sugars. We're looking at varieties that have higher enzymes to do that, or even the craft brewing market, which uses all malt. We do have a new malt barley that's just going into commercialization. We brewed one today for our field day. So AB BrewNet is being commercialized. It's a really nice variety. It makes a nice clean beer. We were also the first, we registered the first non-GN variety in Canada. In our forage program, when we came to Olds College, they're putting a renewed focus on feed and forage specifically. So now we're looking at forage quality and very early generation material. We're looking at things as low lignin, nitrogen use efficiency. So that's very exciting for producers. And then in triticale, we have some lines coming up that have very little or no on, which will be great for the grazing and the forage markets as well. We've always been in the government system, and just a year and a half ago, we moved over to the Olds College. And it's been an exciting move, honestly. There's renewed interest in our program, and Olds College is one of those, it's very producer-based. They have a wide net of collaborations, and so we're looking forward to how our program can fit with them and how we can get closer collaborations.
If you look at the varieties that are, especially in barley, that are still grown now, they are not the highest yielding out there. But in terms of the customer, they're the best that they use within their system. And so the industry has a plan in place to try and push the use of newer varieties that meet the same specifications that the customers have. A farmer is always paid dollars per ton, right? So if I'm growing something that's fewer tons than what is possible, why am I not using the one that brings more returns? And so that strategy in place. And the onus is also on us as a breeding organization to ensure that the quality that makes the end users, the maltsters and the feeders use those older varieties, that we can impact them on the newer varieties and demonstrate that, look, you are actually getting better than what you have now. And so at the end of the day, is to try, for us, is to try and bring the best in terms of yield, but also in terms of the quality, and then together with the industry, work with the end users to ensure that the farmers benefit from the latest genetics, and that the industry also benefits from it.